Hello friends, welcome back. Let's get started with Cloud Function. What a Google Cloud Function or GCF. Imagine you want to execute some code when an event happens. A file is uploaded into object storage in Google Cloud, which is cloud storage, and error log is written to cloud login, or a message arriving on a queue, which is cloud pops up. In all these situations, let's you want to run some code when some event happens. You want to run some code, that's where you can go for cloud functions. You can run in response to event. You can actually write your business logic for the cloud function in Node.js, Python, and Go, Java, .NET, and Ruby. The great thing about cloud function is you don't really need to worry about servers or scaling or availability. You only need to worry about your code event. If a million objects are uploaded to cloud storage or a million messages come into a cloud pops up, cloud functions will be responsible for scaling up your code to handle the millions of requests and which come in. So you don't really need to worry about where this function is running, how do I scale it, and how do I configure availability. You pay only for what you use. You pay for the number of invocation, you pay for the compute time of invocation, and you pay for the amount of memory and CPU that is configured for each invocation. Basically, you are paying for the execution time of the invocation and the resources that are made use of by a specific invocation. Each invocation of a cloud function is time bound. By default, you can go up to a max of 1 minute, and you can also increase this max limit up to 9 minutes or 540 seconds. So you cannot use cloud functions to run a big bad job. For example, if the matchup takes hours to run, then you cannot do that with a cloud function. The great thing about a cloud function is invocation or each execution runs in a separate instance, so there is nothing that is shared between invocation in this. In the next step, we got a quick introduction to cloud function. Now let's look at some of the important concepts related to cloud functions. Are you into something that happened? So you uploaded an object to cloud storage, a HTTP call is made, or a message arrived in pops up. So these are all events, and trigger is response to an event with a function called. So which functions to trigger when an event happens, that's the trigger. What do the functions do? And the functions take the event data and perform the actions you want to perform. Even for a cloud functions can be triggered from a variety of places. Object storage services in Google Cloud, which is called a cloud storage, and cloud pops up, which is a popular viewing service in a cloud platform. You can also trigger it from HTTP calls. HTTP calls arrives, and you can call a cloud functions in response to a HTTP call. You can also trigger you want from a Firebase Cloud Firebase and stack driving logging. Important concept to understand are events, triggers, and functions. Events is something happening. Trigger is making sure that you respond to event with a function call, and function is what gets the event data and perform the actions. The function can be triggered on events from a variety of places. So now I open my console page, and now I am in I selected my project. My project name is my first project. Now we create a first a function. How to create function, let's check in this video. So search a cloud function. Now click on cloud function, and let's check and configure a cloud function. So a cloud function is Google Cloud Function is a lightweight event-based asynchronous compute solution that allows you to create a small single-purpose function that responds cloud events without the need to manage a server or a runtime environment. So it's a definition. So create a function and just configure a function. So first of all, we write a function name. So we write a gcloud function, and you can select any region, US Central 1, East 1. So we select a default region, and I trigger a HTTP. Use for a trigger, we can use a Cloud PubSub, Cloud Storage, Cloud Firestore, Cloud Analytics, or Firebase. So we select default option for a trigger, and I don't require for authentication. And if you require, then select on authentication, otherwise I allow an authentication invocation. Now click on save, and I don't want any changes, so now click on next. So now in this step, here we select a language. So here you can select a Go, Java, Node.js, Node.js 14 different version of Node.js, PHP, Python. So we select a Node.js 14, and in this code simply return a hello world, and it's give a request to return a hello world. So just it's a simple code. So now deploy this code or this file. So here you can see name of function, reason, trigger, runtime, and memory allocate is 256 MB. And here executed function is hello world, and last deployment is this one. And here you can see a action, copy function or view logs, etc. It's take a few minutes to create a gcloud function, so just wait. So now function is created. So click on gcloud function and see the details of function and feature of function. So here you can see the details of function, and it shows the execution time, memory utilizations, active instance. So here you can test the function. So click on test and click on test the function. So in this function it's written a hello world. So now you can see it's written a hello world, and function testing is completed. Here you can see the logs activity, and here you can see a permissions that allows to in function, and trigger options are available here. These are permissions are here, and trigger options available. You can copy this URL if you want. Then here memory utilization, activity, instance options available. Now here you can see a source code of the function. So I want to edit for the code, so click on edit. Now click on next, and I want to just connect a console log. So write a console dot log and return a message. So write a message. Now click on deploy. So function deploying started, and it's take a few minutes to deploying a function, deploying of files, and creating a function. It's take a few minutes, so just wait. And here you can paste URL and click show the hello world. Now it's take a few minutes to create this task or create a function, so just wait. So here are some information are available here. You can see a reason is a US central one, and the trigger option is a selected HTTP. Runtime is a Node.js 14. Memory allocated in the function is 256 MB, and execution function is hello world. And deployment time, date are available here, and authentication options are shown here. Okay, so for creating a function it's take a few minutes, some max to max 1 or 2 minutes, so just wait. So now a function is created, function is updated, so click on a function. Now here you can see the execution time, and here a request time is 95%, which is 77.43 ms, and 99%. And here you can see a memory utilization, which request time is 99% and 45.359 MB consuming. And active instance is available here, US Central 1. And here you testing your function, click on testing and click on the test function. So your function is testing successfully. Here you can see a logs activities. So these are a logs activities, you can go through it one by one. You can see a permissions that allows to create a functions, and you can copy this URL and paste it here and run the file or run the functions of executed. And here a source code files available, and here download option is here, you can download these files. So that's it in this video. If you like this video, then please like and share this video and subscribe our YouTube channel.